Good morning, everyone. Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday. It is the start of another week, and technology had a little glitch, but here we are. It is the start of Wealth Embodiment Week. I'm so happy. Hang on a quick second. I want to jump over here. I want to see comments as everyone's joining. Happy Monday. Happy start of a brand new week. We're talking about wealth embodiment this week. And hang on, let me get some stuff out of the way. I'm really excited for this conversation. Let me see, as you all are coming in, hey Chantal, good morning. Happy Monday. It's a brand new, well, thank you, Deanna. Deanna's like, you look very wealthy. That is the plan. It's Wealth Embodiment Week. Let's go. Good morning. If you can't tell, I've been waiting for this week. And usually I look over here to see the comments. I'm looking down a little bit this morning just to see where everyone is. But it is the start of 7 whole days of wealth embodiment. And why am I doing this? Because so many times, and I was thinking this morning as I was coming into my office, that this was me. I would hear people talk about being wealthy and I would literally exclude myself. Like, that is not for me. Can't see my way. Can't see that, how that's even a possibility for me, let alone me. And so it was like, there were these little, these little stirrings of desire within my spirit. And then my mind would just say, yeah, no, not for you. Can't see it, cannot see how you're going to be wealthy, when you're going to be wealthy, who, like, none of it, can't see it. And I figured out the way through. And I have heard so many other women say, Tasha, I want it, but honestly, it is very hard for me to see myself as wealthy. It's not easy. I have to really work at it. And what you're saying when you say that, because this was me, is in my mind, I actually find it difficult to imagine myself as wealthy. It's not natural. It's not the easiest thing for me to do. And so, having experienced that myself, I get it. Because what's happening is you're trying to get your mind, which has all of the tales of the past, all of the conditions of your life, all of the circumstances that it determines could or could not cause you to be wealthy. And you can't get past it, can't get past the mind, right? So, wealth embodiment and why this is so important is that when you embody wealth, you bypass the mind. You bypass the need to believe that you can be wealthy. Like, you don't even need to believe it. This is, like, for me, a little secret weapon. You literally get to go past the mind, past believing it, trying to convince yourself that it's possible to you, and straight to accessing the energetic experience of wealth. Let me ask you something. Forget my bank account. Forget, forget anything you know about me. And just look at this appearance today. And does this not look wealthy to you? Like, if I walked into a room right now in this outfit, maybe I found this for $2 and it's fake. Maybe my Chanel earrings I got at the dollar store for 50 cents. Maybe this dress cost $5 on a used sales rack. Who cares? This makes me feel wealthy. And this has nothing to do with what's in my bank account, what my future potential income ability is. Nothing. I don't need to make my mind believe it. I can literally put this outfit on, do my makeup, come here and be like, talk to me, because I feel wealthy right now. I am embodying wealth. I'm going to look down here at the comments. And so that is what I want us to talk about, because when you embody wealth, you interact with the body, you interact with your thoughts, and it includes your actions. So embodiment, when we talk about 7 days of embodiment of wealth, you are getting to play in all areas that you typically, you're trying to get your mind to think of wealth, but your actions don't align. And then you've got your body feeling something totally different. And this week, over the next 7 days, we're going to sort it all out. And you know what we're going to do? We're just going to have fun with it. We're going to play. So I promise to share with you, I love it. I promise to share with you 3 reasons why this works, why it's not just Tasha having fun and coming up with something crazy as usual. What are 3 reasons why wealth embodiment works? Well, one, this activates the law of assumption. Whatever you assume yourself to be, you will be. It is a law. The law of assumption says if you persist in the assumption of yourself as wealthy, it will harden into facts. And those of you that are Neville Goddard fans, you know that's a very popular, famous, like, I love that. If you persist in the assumption of yourself as wealthy, it will harden into facts. We call that manifest. It will manifest. It will become real for you. If you persist in the assumption of yourself as wealthy, you do not have to work out how it will be so. You don't have to figure out how that's going to be. This is not your part. It is God within you. It is up to God within you to make it so. Right? So I have taught a lot about the law of assumption. I have said, if there is a state that you desire to be in, you desire to have a successful business, you desire to be in a loving relationship, you desire to be wealthy, you desire to have, the financial means, whatever it is that you desire, assume yourself to be it now. That is the law of assumption. Anything with laws, I love laws because they're guaranteed. That is the law of assumption. And it says that if you assume yourself to be something, when I was looking to manifest a relationship, specifically, I was very clear. I wanted a marriage. I would spend my evenings assuming myself to be married. I would sit with my meal and I would set another plate and I would have a conversation with my husband in my imagination. I would talk out loud. I would go for a walk on the beach. And if you saw me, you'd be seeing me talking to somebody that you couldn't see, but I could see. I assumed myself to be married. I assumed myself to be wealthy. That's what makes it work. One of the most significant things that you can do to activate wealth in your life is to begin to embody wealth, to see yourself as wealthy. We know the saying, we've all heard it. You must be it in order to have it. First you be, then you have. First you be wealthy, then you have wealth. And there can be no misalignment with your thoughts and your beingness. You must say you want to be wealthy, and then you must take every opportunity to embody it. And this week, I'm going to give you seven, every single day, a different way that you can embody wealth. Napoleon Hill says, and I'm bringing all of these famous things that we've heard into this conversation this morning because I want to connect the dots for you so you understand, oh, that's what they were saying, right? So Napoleon Hill said, if you can see it and believe it, but what does that mean? If you can see it and believe it, you must have it. It's the believe part. If you can see it and believe right now that you already have it, if you can believe right now that you already have it, then you must be it. And so what helps me to believe, to skip past convincing my mind, is to embody the state that I desire. Again, I know we're talking about wealth, and sometimes, we have a little hang up with money and wealth. So I want to give you every example possible. When I desire to be a certain weight in my body, I literally, this is what I've done. I took out the size dress that I have that I want to wear and I try it on. I get in it as best as I can, and it's tight and I can't get the zipper up and all of it. But I put it on as best as I can. I look in the mirror and I believe myself to be in that dress and it being loose. And then I hang it in my closet where I can see it all the time until I get to the size where it fits naturally, it zips and there's space, right? So for me, I practice embodiment because it helps me so much with believing. It helps me when I'm standing there going, how am I going to lose 20 pounds? How am I going to lose 30 pounds? What all the things that I have to do? And can I be committed? And can I stay on track? And all of the things that my mind will go into with limitations. That's a lot of work. I love easy and relaxed. So trying to convince my mind to get on track, sometimes I can see the areas in my life where it just is harder. And so for me, I can bypass that with embodiment. So I want you to start to really feel into some of these quotes that you've known for a long time. If you can see it and believe that you are already it, you must have it. And that is the law of assumption. Believe that, assume yourself to be the state that you desire, and it will harden into facts. The more you embody wealth, the more you put yourself in wealthy experiences, is the more natural it will become for you, and the more it will be a fact you are wealthy, right? Okay, so here we go. Jackie says, that's what helped me to get the body that I have. Okay. Now I want to talk about the second way that embodiment helps you, and that is to bypass your doubts and the doubts and the limitations of the mind. So number one is that when you practice embodiment, you assume yourself to be wealthy. You assume yourself to be in the state that you want, and it must harden into facts. It must, right? Napoleon Hill says, see and believe it, and you must have it. Now that's number one. Number two, the thing that we struggle the most with and envisioning ourselves as wealthy is that we have to bypass doubts and limitations of the mind. I've already said that one of the things I hear all the time is that I just can't see it. I just can't see it. When you believe yourself to be wealthy, when you practice embodiment, you will believe yourself to be wealthy. And Dr. Joe Dispenza, you all know him. He's a neuroscientist. He wrote the book Supernatural. We love Dr. Joe, right? He is the expert on all things mind and body. And he says, your body is your unconscious mind. The body is the unconscious mind. If you can embody wealth, when you embody wealth, when you make your body, which is your unconscious mind, embody wealth, you bypass the mind, you bypass the need to believe something, and you go straight into accessing the energetic experience that you desire. And one of the things that I love about that is that the body does not know the difference, right? When I am dressed like this today, my body is not like, oh, Tasha, it's just, you're just faking it, right? When I put this dress on and I feel the energetic experience of wealth, I go past the need to believe it, because in this moment, I am it. My body knows that this is happening right now. It is for my body, it's saying, I don't really, I am feeling this energetic experience, and I'm going to go past what the mind is saying. I'm going to go past what the mind is saying, and I am conscious part of the brain, as the unconscious part of the mind. I, in this moment, believe this to be true. This is a fact for Tasha. So let your body feel wealthy. Let your body feel wealthy. Everything that we're doing this week, you want to tie the emotion to it so that in the present moment, your body is feeling the feeling of wealth. So every day you're going to get something new to do. Don't just do the thing to check the box. The most important thing, I did my whole thing this morning, and I sat there, I looked at myself. I'm going to take my selfie and post. I'm going to do all the things because I want to soak up the feeling in my body of wealth. And my body, unlike the mind that needs convincing, my body does not. My body just says, you're in this wealth, you are wealthy. You are in this experience right now. It is true, right? And here's what I love about embodiment. When my body is feeling the emotion of wealth, it then tells my mind, she is wealthy. I am wealthy. So if I can get my body to feel it and believe it and embody it and go in the energy of it, it communicates to my mind that this is true. When we're doing all the other things to create wealth, we're working from the mind to the body. When we practice embodiment, we get the body, which is the unconscious part of us, to communicate to the conscious part, which is the mind. That to me is like the back door. It's like the secret. It's like the shortcut of manifesting wealth, right? I'm not trying to work up here. in my head. I'm going down. It's almost like I think about it like this, like my brain is just, my head is like this tiny part of my body. And then I got like 95% of the rest of this physical body that I can convince that something is true. I would rather try to convince the rest of this that it's true than this little tiny part of me, right? So when you practice embodiment, Jackie says, and we got Dr. Jackie Gilroy in The Secret Passage. I love it. When you embody the state that you desire, such as being wealthy, you actually use the body as a tool of self-acceptance. This is the activity, like your body is saying, yeah, I accept this to be true. This is the activity that causes us to believe and convince our minds that the state that the body is in is actually, in fact, real, right? Okay, now I want to move on to number 3. And this is a show and tell, right? This one is a show and tell. This one is when you embody wealth, you begin to normalize the behaviors of a wealthy person. And one of the things that I learned is that we have this part of our brain called the reticular activating system. Whatever we tell that part of the brain to focus on, it creates things in our lives to match that. Right. So if you are normalizing wealthy behaviors, and the example that we all know is if you say, I want a red car, I want a red Toyota Corolla, or you just bought a red Toyota Corolla, suddenly everywhere you look, there they are. It's like you've never seen them before, and suddenly they're everywhere. Or if somebody, my daughter mentioned she wants a particular Honda Accord. Now I've never seen them. Now they're everywhere. The exact color she wants, everything, because that information got fed to my reticular activating system, right? So when you start to feed that part of your brain with wealthy, normal behaviors for you, you start to feed it, I am wealthy. This is how I make choices. Then you start to be put in experiences to mirror that, to make it true. And so I want to give you an example of this in my life. I remember early on my journey when I, was coming out of my divorce and my bankruptcy and all of that, and I decided I wanted to embody this life that I desired for myself. And I knew my bank account was not reflecting a lot of spaciousness for me to just go, check into a spa for a $500 service and do all of these extravagant things that for me were symbols of wealth. But the one thing I felt like really made me feel wealthy were flowers. I love flowers in my home. If you get the chance to ever be here, which is slim to none, but my home is very sacred to me, which is why I say that. But I don't have fake flowers in my house anywhere. Like, I'm an island girl. I love fresh plants, right? I love fresh flowers. And so I would buy roses. And in the grocery store, roses were like $7.99 a dozen, or, at the most $10 a dozen. And I would go, and that would be like the most massive treat for me. And every time I went to buy these roses, I would look over at the side and I would see orchids. And I love orchids. My mom's house in Jamaica, her yard is a botanical garden. It seriously is. And she grows all sorts of exotic orchids. And so it's just part of my DNA. I love them. But I would go to the grocery store and I could only do roses and I would see the orchids, right? And I would always look at the orchids like I wish I could, but I can't and I never will. And oh my God, they are $26, $27 now, $28 now. And it just kept going further and further and further away in the realm of possibility. And one day I went into the grocery store and I realized that I was always looking at that next level of wealth as unachievable. Like I could never do it. And so you know what I did? One day I went and I bought the $26 one, right? So you'll always see this beautiful, I always have a fresh orchid in my office right here. You'll always see it in my videos. So it's always there. And so that became, now when I go to refresh my flowers in my home, for my desk, for my coffee table, wherever, it's always now orchids. That became the norm. Like that became the $10 norm for me. All because I decided I'm going to start to feed my reticular activating system. Orchids are normal. Orchids are my $10 rose purchase. I did it once and I kept going. And so here's the other thing. The other day I went into the store and there was another orchid, the next level of orchidness. And I said to myself, Wealth Embodiment Week. This is the universe giving me the evidence and the opportunity to step up my level of wealth embodiment. So I looked at this beautiful orchid and then I looked at the price and I saw myself going, and I went, remember when $30 was for you? Remember, Tasha, when it was like that? Okay, how can you start to make this new purchase, this new price for orchids normal? Like, not a big deal. You look at it, it looks exotic, it's beautiful, you want it. How can you do that? Well, how can you do it? You buy it. And so this beautiful, look at that. This beautiful, beautiful exotic orchid arrangement is now my new norm. Sits at my front door and now my new norm. I'm not going to tell you the price. Just know it's a lot more. Actually, you know what? I am going to tell you the price because here's the reality. For $50 more than what I paid for that, $50, I get to access the next level of wealth. Now, some people will buy a purse to do that. Some people will say, well, I'm never going to be able to purchase like a luxury pair of glasses or a watch or a purse or a whatever. So I'll never be able to embody wealth. Well, for me, it was $50. For $50, I got to get to the next level of orchid wealth. And so every chance I get to make that little extra, I take it. Every single chance that I get. And that is why I want you to hear me say, over time, what starts to happen is you travel first class one time and it's a huge deal. And then before you know it, it's a very short period of time and that's your norm. You buy the orchid and then before you know it, that's your norm. You get dressed up on a Monday and you put yourself in your millionaire self. And before you know it, that's your norm. You have to embody the state that you desire to be. And so I love all of it. So here is what I want you to know. Every single person that's here watching live or watching the replay, you want to participate in our Wealth Embodiment Week. You might have noticed that the only way to get the information, so every single day, I'm going to give you the activity of the day. Right? Every single day, it's a new thing. So you want to wake up and go, what's Tasha having me do today? And you want to do them every day. Make time this week to do every single action so that at the end of the week, you are full in the embodiment of wealth. And then next week, we start our 5 days of wealth activation. So it's almost like you're just filling your body up with the consciousness of wealth. And the next week, we turn the switches on everywhere, right? Wealth activation all over the place. Because next week, we're going to spend play money. So what I want you to do is comment play. The only way that you are going to get notified of what to do this week is through Facebook Messenger, is through our automated system. When you type the word play, hang on a second, let me go over here. Type the word play. If you haven't already done so, you're not going to be able to get the notifications of what to do every day. That's the only way to get it. When we're not putting it in email, we're not texting it, we're not doing anything other than through our automated system. Right? Automation makes it easy. If we can get you to communicate with us through that automated system, we can get you all the information that you need with ease and speed. So make sure you type the word play. Also, next week, when we go into our activation, you will only be able to get the information through our automated system. So please, 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 please type the word play. Come on, play with us, type the word play. And you also I just want to say, we are having this fun that we're having in our Facebook group. It's called Wealth with Ease 5-Day Activation. When you type the word play, it will send you through a sequence of things. So you have to check Facebook Messenger. It will send you through a sequence of, yes, I want it. Yes, put me in the group. Yes, tell me what to do every day. And you'll land in the group. But in case you were wondering, where's all this fun happening? I just want you to know it's all happening in the Facebook group, right? And the Facebook group is called Wealth with Ease. But back to type in play. Make sure you type play and then check Facebook Messenger. Here's what I have to say. Every single activity this week. Today, day number 1, is dress like your millionaire self. Like literally, I have nothing to do today other than be on here. I've got, some little errands to run, but I'm dressing like this all day today. This is it. This is my wealthy self. I love it. I feel it. I am all of it today. And I am going to not just have this dress and walk around, but I'm going to take every chance I get to look at myself in the mirror, to sit and feel the luxury of this fabric. I wish you could feel it. Like it is literally just like, oh, I mean, it's just all the things, right? I remember when I thought getting a Chanel brooch was like never going to happen in my lifetime. And I manifest a husband who loves giving me these things, right? And so, yes, I'm wearing it all day today and I'm feeling the wealth of all of it. I want you to go into your closet. I want you to do your makeup, do your hair, find your most beautiful, wealthy feeling outfit, take a picture of it and post it in our Facebook group because we're going to give prizes. I'm going to be looking through who had the most fun with this today, and we're going to be awarding prizes. All right. So make sure you not only do the thing, but you let the body feel the energy of wealth as you take all the actions. Okay. Mwah. With that, hang on. Let me jump over here. Let me go back to comments. Play. I want to make sure yay, everyone's typing play. Love it. Now go to Facebook Messenger and confirm and check everything and say you want to be there. I love you all. This has been amazing. I will see you next week, Monday. So mark your calendars. Every single day next week, 12 Eastern, I'm going to be teaching about all the things we need for wealth activation. Those of you that have done it before, you know how powerful those 5 days are going to be. We're going to talk about the science behind converting your mind from the limitation that it exists in and into a mind of wealth. I don't know about you, but my number one prayer, all of my focus right now is on getting everything in my subconscious mind to ooze wealth. I don't want to have to think about wealth. I want the power of my subconscious mind to do it for me. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Number one, we're going to talk about traumas, the things that we are storing in our body that's causing us to go, no, no, no. I want wealth. I want wealthy experiences, but really I don't because I'm so scared. Right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about visualizing, how to vision your way to wealth. Talk about easy and relax, how to step into deserving wealth. I would say practically nearly every woman I meet and I coach, this is an area of growth for all of us, myself included, deserving wealth. My husband, like I told you, he loves to lavish me with extravagance. And I was telling my daughter yesterday, I go in, like I look at myself and I have all these things, I don't wear them. It's almost like it needs to be super special. And I as I was talking to her, I'm like, that's a deservingness thing. I got to really work on that a little bit more, right? So I see a lot of women, the thing to take you over the threshold with wealth is the sense of I deserve it, right? We're going to work on that together. So come join us next week. Type the word play. You'll get all the information that you need. Mwah. I love you all. And please invite everybody you know to next week. You're going to get an opportunity to send your own referral link. Shout out to, I believe, Shanika and Kishan have already won VIP tickets to our live event in December. Probably well on their way to winning one of our grand prize trips to Cancun, New York, or where's the other place? The Grand Canyon. We have trips for that. So every person that you refer to this launch gets you a chance to win one of those amazing prizes. All right. So please just refer everybody you know. Mwah. Have a great week. See you all on Monday. Have fun embodying wealth this week.